Hello and welcome to another episode. I am Brian, the Unskilled Commander, and this is matchup 3 for Sheoldred, Unblockable Equipment, Rats, and Bruvac Mill. I've already rolled the dice, and Rats are going first. Let's jump right into the game and see what happens. We're going to play a Reliquary Tower. Now, the Rats opening hand is interesting. It's got decent cards, but no actual Rats, and no real card draw. It's got good ramp in it, so I kept it, and it had over 3 lands. Like, I think it had 4 lands or whatever. So I was like, well, I don't want to, mulligan that away. Not a great idea to start without Rats, but we'll see what it can do. We pass over to Mill. Untap, upkeep, draw for turn. Well, there's none of that to do, but we draw for turn anyway. And play a Mirrored Landscape. Comes in tapped. We'll pass. Draw for turn 1 over here. Play a Swamp. And we'll pass. Draw over here. Island. Tapping the island for Bone Splitter X. Well, just Bone Splitter. The equipped creature gets +2/+0 and an equip cost of 1. Just a nice little tiny equipment, which is basically what the deck is built on. Small creatures with equipment that only buff the power so that they're all unblockable and they swoop in for hopefully the idea is to get a bunch of equipments and a couple, like 3 or 4 creatures out and just dump a whole bunch of equipments onto them, and so that they're each hitting for like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage each, and you swing them in unblockable, you take somebody out pretty quick. It has yet to really do that, but we'll see. Pass turn. Untap, upkeep, draw. Hey, I drew a rat. I will play a swamp, tapping both for an arcane signet. No 1-drops, we're going to go ahead and pass. Untap, upkeep, draw, snow-covered island, and unfortunately nothing yet. We'll pass. Untap, upkeep, draw over here. Gaia Reach Sanitarium, which taps for a colorless, but you can pay 2 and tap it to make every player draw a card, then discard a card. Great in this deck. I'm going to go ahead and tap 1 swamp to play what I just drew, one of my favorite cards, Vicious Rumors. Ton of value off of a 1-drop spell. So sorcery, Vicious Rumors deals 1 damage to each opponent. So boom, boom, boom. Each opponent discards a card and then mills a card off their library into the graveyard, and I gain a life. So we'll do the milling first because it's easier. I guess we'll discard an island off of this one. I guess we'll discard a swamp here. Might not be the best value, the best idea, but I kind of want to keep everything else that's in my hand. I guess we'll get rid of the Evolving Wilds over here. I do like that deck thinning, but better just keep the lands that can go immediately. And we will, oh, well, we're over here, sorry. No other 1-drops, so we'll pass. Untap, upkeep, draw for turn. Play an island. And we'll play a Bloodforged Battle Axe. This is a great card for this deck because it's only a 1-drop that costs 2 to equip, and it gets +2/+0. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, create a token that's a copy of Bloodforged Battle Axe. And since it's unblockable, it's always going to hit, and they're always going to hit. So you just, continue to make a ton of Battle Axes every single turn and swinging in for crazy damage, making a bajillion more Battle Axes. We'll see if we actually get to that point. Last turn. We're going to untap, upkeep, draw, play a swamp, tapping 2 for Jet Medallion. One of the only medallions I have. I believe I might have 3 total. I think I might have the red one and the white one in Kemba. Most of the medallions run about $20 each, so obviously I mean, it's not crazy expensive for Magic cards, but at the same time, I would like more of them and to have them in a bunch of different decks, but money, you know how it is. So now that black spells cost 1 less, I'm going to tap 2 for Karumonix, the Rat King. The 3/3 with Toxic 1. Other rats you control have Toxic 1, and when he enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 cards and put any number of rats from them into your hand, rest on the bottom in any order, and a complete whiff, no rats, all of them going on the bottom. That is the sads. That's all we can do over here. We will pass. Untap, upkeep, draw, return. I'll play a snow-covered island, tap both, crack the mirrored landscape, and get 2 more snow-covered islands onto the battlefield tapped. Oops, this is not a creature anything that's in the graveyard. But since there's only 1 creature on the field, now's a good time to get that going and sort of ramp over here in Bruvac, which, is pretty hard to do in Blue. But we're going to pass. Untap, upkeep, draw for turn. Play the much-needed swamp. Now, it's probably not the best idea to do these early, but I'm going to tap 2 to play Howling Mind. At the beginning of each player's draw step, if Howling Mind is untapped, that player draws an additional card. So I might as well put a bunch of reminders on all of the decks so that we're drawing 2 cards. It's just going to help everybody now, but once we get Sheoldred out, it should hopefully hurt them. With drawing an extra card, that's going to get them closer to answers for Sheoldred and get them closer to any win cons they have. So it is a double-edged sword whenever you play, especially if Sheoldred's not out yet. But we'll see what happens. I don't have any 1-drops that I can play, so we will pass. Untap, upkeep. We're going to draw 2. Well, wait a second. How's it worded? That each player's draw step. So upkeep and then draw 2 for turn. That's a pretty good card. We're going to play an island. That's not the card I said was a good card. Although lots of people love to say that islands are the most broken card in Magic. Ha ha, we get it. Alright, definitely doing this. 1, 2, and 3 for Mist Syndicate Naga. It's a 3/1 with Ninjutsu, which, okay, I didn't use it, no big deal. Whenever Mist Syndicate Naga deals combat damage to a player, create a token that's a copy of it. So now if I quit Bloodforged Battle Axe and get this out, boom, not only every time this thing hits, it makes a copy of itself and of Bloodforged, which means I can just attach the new Bloodforged to the new Mist Syndicate and continue ad nauseum until everyone's dead. That'll be fun. That's going to be interesting to see if we can pull that off. But we're passing. Untap, upkeep, draw step. We draw 2 cards. No additional lands, which is unfortunate. Ooh, that is a good idea. Probably something we want to do. Darn it, I don't want to do it because I want to see what happens. Alright, so black spells cost 1 less to cast. So I'm going to tap 1 black to play a rat colony, because we need to get some rats out there. I'm going to tap this for black to play Night's Whisper, draw 2 cards and lose 2 life. So we lose 2 life and draw 2 cards. And it's best to use that now before Sheoldred's out. Darn, still no land. And then here's the card that I didn't want to play, but I'm going to have to play it anyway. We're going to tap Swamp. Diabolic Edict on you. Target player sacrifices a creature. That really sucks. I really wanted to see that go off like that and just make double things. But what did I say? You have extra draws. It gets everybody closer. It's the more cards, which means they get more answers for what's going on. I do have 1 open mana, but there's nothing I can do with that. Everyone's open, which is cool, so we're gonna swing Chiromonix at somebody. It doesn't really matter at this point. I did blow up your thing, so we'll leave you alone. We're gonna come over here to Bruvac. 1, 2, 3. You're gonna we'll put out the old poison counter again. You have 1 poison counter now because it's Toxic 1. And you technically do have 3 commander damage in the off chance that builds up enough. That is a very solid turn for rats. I'm pleased with it. We're gonna pass. Untap, draw 2. The Howling Mind's kind of biting us now. Play an island. We're going to tap all 5. Well, let me just read my cards, make sure there's nothing better. Yeah. We'll play a Gilded Lotus. Tap it to add 3 mana of any 1 color. We will tap it to add 3 blue to play Bruvac. Grandiloquent. A 1/4, he says, if an opponent would mill a card, they mill twice that many cards. That's a really good way. I mean, blue's ramping really well right now. I'm pleased with that. We're going to go ahead and pass. Untap, upkeep, draw step. We draw 2 cards over here. Wow, not good because, shoot, I'm not getting land over here. That's very bad. This can help. It'll not help us, but it'll help do some damage. Tapping 2 for the brand new Orcish Bowmasters. The old Bowflex. It's a 1/1 with flash. When it enters the battlefield, and whenever an opponent draws a card except the first one they draw in each of their draw steps, Orcish Bowmaster deals 1 damage, and you amass 1 orc. So when it enters the battlefield, damage, damage, damage. We're going to amass an orc. I don't have the token for that over here. I should have gotten one. It's in my actual orc amass deck that I was trying to build. So we're going to amass 1. And now the cool part is that at least it'll trigger off of everyone's second draw because of Howling Mine. So we are doing a little damage. I have 1 open mana, not enough to do anything. We're going to pass. But that's a very big target. Untap, upkeep, draw 2. Play an island for turn. I think we'll do 1, 2, 3 to play Propaganda. Creatures can't attack you unless their controller pays 2 colorless mana for each creature they control that's attacking you. Little pill for you because we need to build up a little bit more mana and get some better creatures out before we start equipping them. But we can't wait too much longer because we need to get rolling. Pass turn. Untap, upkeep, draw 2. I will have to start making sure I count to make sure I'm not having extra, above 7 cards when I end step. So we're going to play a land for turn. Okay, so we're going to, black spells cost 1 less. So we're going to tap for black to play Blood Artist. Whenever Blood Artist or another creature dies, target player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. That's another creature, not my creatures. So anytime a creature dies, I get to pipe somebody for a damage and gain a life. And to that end, we're going to tap 2, should be 3, but black spells cost less, to play Fleshbag Marauder. Whenever it enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature. I'm going to sacrifice Fleshbag Marauder. Creature died. You're going to take a damage. I'm going to gain a life. You have to sacrifice Bruvek, now costing 2 more to play. I'm going to ping you for it and take a gain a life. You'll sacrifice the Orc army you just did. Oh, wait. Well, it's okay. So, I'm already missing that trigger right off the bat. They drew an extra card. They drew an extra card. So, how's the worded? Whenever or assistant deals damage to any target. Oh, shoot. Okay, hang on. So, first of all, we'll give the life back to those 2 because it's only 1 target. I'm thinking it hits all opponents. But what we'll do here, we'll give the life back to everybody, right? We'll do oops, not up, down. You took the damage when he entered the battlefield. You drew your second card, you take a damage. You drew your second card, you take a damage. The Orc army would have amassed up to 3, but it was still sacrificing it because we're certainly not going to get rid of Orcish Bowmaster. However, 1 more creature died, so I gain another life, and we'll make you lose that life. All right. Obviously, well, oh no, you know what? Yeah. Technically speaking, we should probably send both of these at them to maximize poison counters, but I don't like the fact that, you have that Orcish Bowmaster out. Now, you're not going to block with it, and that's the point. So we're going to send Karamax at you, the Rat Colony at you, which is going to be a 3-1. You're going to take 3 damage, 1, 2, 3, and gain 1 more poison counter. You are going to let it through, take 1, 2, 3 damage, gaining 1 poison counter, and gaining 3 commander damage. Okay, so yeah, we gotta be really aware of all the different triggers that are on the field right now. That's everything we can do. Well, wait a second, we do have 2 more mana and they cost less. Alright, we'll do this. We'll tap these 2 to enchant this land with Underworld Connections. Enchanted land now has tap it and pay 1 life to draw a card. Little extra emergency card draw if we need it. Now that's all we can do. We definitely don't. We only have 3 cards in hand, so we're good there. We'll pass. Untap, upkeep, draw 2. We take a damage. He's going to ping us off the second draw. And, oh, they gain a life, don't they, huh? No. That's over there. Okay, we play another island for turn. Well, we're just going to tap all 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to recast Brewback. And we have 4 mana left. We're going to tap 1, 2, 3, 4 to play Solemn Simulacrum. It's a 2-2. Whenever he enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic land card, put on the battlefield tapped. And shuffle library, then when it dies, you may draw a card. And that does say you may draw a card, so if we don't want to take the damage at that point because of whatever's going on over with Sheoldred or whatever, we don't have to. But at least it gives us something else if someone wants to do this sacrificing stuff again. That's all we can do over here. We're going to pass. Untap, upkeep, draw 2. Wow, okay, there's a land. It's not a, it's a reliquary tower. We'll play it, but at least it's 4. And to that end, we're going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, and 4 to play Sheoldred the Apocalypse. 4/5 Death Touch. Whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. Whenever someone else draws a card, they lose 2 life. Now they're definitely going to go after Sheoldred, and it's going to be. I know Rats has a targeted black spell, so it's going to be bad. But we'll at least get a couple hits. I'm not going to bother swinging Orcish Bowmasters, or should I? I suppose. Oh yeah. See, it is tricky with this. I did amass again another Orc army. There they played that, so it's only a 1/1 at this point because when they drew their second card, he dinged them and then we amassed 1. So in that sense, I will send Orcish Bowmasters at you because you're open and we want to do some extra damage. We're then going to pass. It's going to be untap, upkeep, draw 2 cards, but each of those 2 is going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 extra off of Orcish Bowmaster. I will tap 2 to play Flag Mirror. Say 1/1 infect, and you can tap it to add a mana to your mana. I will then tap 2 to play Tetsuko, my gosh, Umezawa the Fugitive. A 1/3, other creatures you control with power, well, no, just creatures in control with power or toughness, 1 or less, can't be blocked. Oh, you know what? They couldn't do that. Let's put that back because I do have propaganda out, and so we would not have attacked because no one was really easily open because we couldn't pay for that. Which is a problem because we're kind of falling behind on land over here, and it's going to be a problem when they blow up Sheoldred. We're not going to be able to recast it. There's nothing we can do here. We're going to go ahead and pass. So how's everybody doing out there? I hope you're all having a good day. I appreciate you tuning in and watching my channel. If you haven't already, I would appreciate a subscribe. That'd be really cool. Just so you know, the goal of if you haven't watched these videos before, the goal is for me to get better at Magic, make my decks better, but also to get to like 3, 4, 5,000 subscribers so I can start doing charity streams each year for Extra Life, which benefits my local children's hospital. So the more subs I get, the faster I can get to doing those charity streams, which I'm really looking forward to doing. Okay, so we draw 2. Oops, untap. We draw 2. 1, 2. We're going to take 2 damage and then take another 2, and then 1 off of Orcish, whatever, and then it's going to go up. Actually, that should have gone up 1 more time as well. So it's a 3/3 Orc army. I drew some land, which is good. All right, I don't want to do it, but I got to do it. We're going to tap 2, 1 less to play Murder, destroying Sheoldred, because, yeah, we got to. Destroy target creature. Sheoldred goes back there. It now costs 2 extra, which we don't have to recast. I'm going to go ahead and tap 1, 2, 3, and 4 to play Thran Dynamo. Tap for 3 colorless. Can't use it right now, but it's fine. Ooh, did anybody die? I think we may have missed a death. Okay, well we just did just now. We destroyed that creature, so it died. Blood Artist deals 1 damage to any target, and we gain a life. I know we missed at least 1 or 2 of those off of, I think maybe the blowing up from the Amass. No, I guess we did. You just played stuff. Yeah, no, I guess we might be okay with the Blood Artist. I need to take a breath here, man. I'm catching them, but I shouldn't be making the mistakes in the first place. This is about improving, not backsliding, right? Gotta move forward, people. Okay, we can move to combat, but no one is really open. Unlike the last game, our rats do not have menace. And we haven't even increased the rat colony's power, so he's just still just a 3/1 and a 3/3. So I guess we're going to have to hold right now. I think we will then pass. So we untap, upkeep, draw 2 cards, play a land for turn. You know what? I'm going to play this. This is, well, yeah, okay. So first I'm going to tap Gilded Lotus for 3 blue to play Commander Sphere. Taps for any color, and you can sacrifice it for card draw. I'm then going to tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to play Platinum Angel. It's a flying 4/4, but you can't lose the game and your opponents can't win the game. It's just a creature, it's easy to get rid of, but I like it because it forces someone to use some resources to get that gone before they can kill me. I could try and attack with somebody, but it's a 1/4 and a 2/2. There's no reason to do so. I will pass. Untap, upkeep, draw 2. No lands. Wow, that is not cool. Darn it! I have some great cards in hand. 1, 2, 3. Oh shoot! I think I may have needed to discard down. Oh no! I have a Reliquary Tower. Woohoo! My stupidity is covered by dumb luck. I'll take it. But yeah, this sucks. I do not have any card draw. I mean, I have card draw, but is it for me? No, that's. We're going to tap 1 and 1 other to play Waste Not. Oh, I think I missed the trigger whenever I drew the second card over there. Man, I have got to figure this out. Well, I've never played Orcish Bowmasters before, and it's because it is a very new card, and well, plus I'm at other sides of the table, so I believe we'll hit them for 1, and I think this is amassed 1 more time. So sorry, Waste Not. Whenever an opponent discards a creature card, we make a 2/2 zombie. Whenever an opponent discards a land card, we add 2 black mana, and when they discard a non-creature, non-land, we draw a card. Because we need to get some lands real fast, or at least like a Soul Ring or something. I only have 2 mana left, it's just not enough to play anything. I have a 4/4 army, but I kind of need to leave it go for right now. We're going to pass. Untap, upkeep, draw 2, and then Orcish triggers. We lose a life, and they amass 1 more. And no lands over here either, which is not good. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously. 1/2 to equip Bloodforged Battle Axe to the Plague Mirror. Tapping another 1 to equip Bone Splitter to it. If I have 1 mana, I will tap that 1 mana to play Eater of Virtue. Legendary equipment. Whenever equipped creature dies, you exile it. The equipped creature gets +2/+0. As long as a card exiled with Virtue of Eater has flying, the new equipped creature has flying, and the same goes for a whole bunch of other stuff. Can't equip it right now, but Plague Mirror is now a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unblockable infect. So it's going to 2-shot somebody. And I'm not sure who the biggest threat on the board is right now. And that's true too with Platinum Angel on the field. That's not a mer at all. We can't win anyway, and no one can lose. Or no, they can lose. Okay. Yeah, they can't lose. We can't win. So that's not cool. But we're still going to go swing. And because of that, I think we'll take you out first. So we will swing 5 infect at you. You already have 2, so you are up to 7 infect. And that's it. Your life total doesn't actually go down. Nothing else we can do. We're going to pass. All right, someone does need to take out that Platinum Angel, or else we're going to have a hell of a long game, and I don't want that. Untap, upkeep, draw 2 cards. It's going to ding us for 1 and amass 1. I'm going to play a Swamp Return. Cool. I'm going to tap 1 for a Rat Colony. I'm going to tap 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, unfortunately, yeah, okay. So 2 black and then 2 with 1 floating to play. Oh, no, wait, sorry. I keep forgetting what I'm looking at. I'm not reading it. It's not an enchantment. It's a sorcery, and it doesn't really help me at all because I don't have much in my graveyard. Well, I don't want to take damage, but we got to do something. So we're going to tap 1 and 1 other to play Infectious Inquiry. Draw 2 cards and you lose 2 life. Bing, bing. each opponent gets a poison counter. So you go up to 8, you go up to 2, and you get 1. And I'm going to draw 2 cards, 1, 2, but he's going to ping me twice and amass another 2. So we've got an 8/8 orc army over there. Okay, I will tap 1 for a new rat colony. That's cool. And then we will tap 1 for, here we're going to bring this down here because it's not going to attack 0/1. Oops. I kind of messed that up a little bit. But to Rancid Rats. It's a 1/1 that has Skulk and Death Touch. Can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. So now, thanks to Red Colony's ability, 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all getting buffed 4, so these are 6 1s. This is a 1/1, and this is a 3/3. They all have Toxic 1. Nothing I can really do. Oh, forgetting triggers left and right, man. Because this is another Bloodforged Battle Axe, because it connected. And unfortunately, I have nothing that I can blow up the Platinum Angel with now. I wasted it all getting rid of Sheoldred a bunch of times, or making people sacrifice and stuff. We're going to have to go to combat, of course. You only have 1 creature. You've got 3 creatures that can block. See, here's the thing. Because nothing's in the air, we don't have to block with Platinum Angel because why would we? Actually, we don't have to block with Platinum Angel at all because unless we block something small with it. Because if we block something big, it blows up, we die. As long as Platinum Angel's fine, they can swing as much as they want at us. Commander damage, toxic damage, regular damage, it doesn't matter. We can't lose the game and they can't win. But they can lose. And that's an interesting concept. We're going to go ahead and swing. Okay, first of all, these ones just came in. This one might have come in. Shoot, now I don't remember. I think this one's okay to swing. So these 3, because I know, what did I play? I played the Infectious Inquiry, took the damage, and then I played the Rancid and the Rat Colonies. Alright, I'm going to swing all of these at you because you have Infect, and I don't want that. So it's a 6/1, a 6/1, and a 3/3. You've only got 1 blocker. I will block one of the 6/1s with a 1/3. They both die. It takes an extra 2 to cast, but we have that. And then you're going to take 9 damage, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and get 2 more poison counters. I know everyone would be like, what are you attacking me for? Go after him. We got to get rid of that. And I'm like, I can't get rid of that, but I can get rid of you 2. And then worry about that later. So we're going to go ahead and pass. Nothing. Oh, creatures did die. So you will lose 2 life, and I will gain 2 life. Okay, all right, yes. For each instance of a creature dying. We pass turn. We come over here, untap, upkeep, draw 2. We take a damage from that, and you amass again. We play a land for turn. We get a ton of land. I will tap these 2 to play Endless Atlas. It's an artifact that can pay 2 and tap it to draw a card, but you only activate it if you have 3 or more lands of the same name. We totally do. I will tap this for 3 colorless, or 3 blue, rather, to play the enchantment Psychic Corrosion. Whenever you draw a card, each opponent puts the top 2 cards of the library into their graveyard, which with Bruvak out would be 4 cards. I will then tap 1, 2, 3, 4 to play Bond of Insight. Each player puts the top 4, that's player though. The opponents will mill 8, I'll mill 4 into their graveyard. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I can return up to 2 instants or sorceries from my graveyard to my hand, but we exile Bond of Insight. So everyone else mills 8. Whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Wow, that was a giant stretch of land. That's actually just going to help that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I saw Luxodon Warhammer. That's not good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I saw some lands there, which we needed, so who knows. And while we will take a little damage, we're going to do it. We're going to tap 1, 2, 3 and play Thirst for Knowledge. Draw 3 cards, then discard 2 unless you discard an artifact. However, whenever you draw a card, each opponent puts the top 2 cards of the library in their graveyard, which is going to be 4. So we're drawing 1, 2, and 3. Orc is going to shoot me for 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's now 12, 12. And everyone's going to mill 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was an insane amount of land in a row. That's not cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I do have to discard 2 cards unless I discard an artifact, but unfortunately I don't have an artifact. However, I will just discard the 2 lands I have. Thirst for Blood. All right. We could swing with Platinum Angel, because why not, I suppose, right? Although it is, yeah, we're going to swing. We're going to swing it at you. 1, 2, 3, 4, because we're going to die. We only, in fact, I mean, who knows? But yeah, we're going to do that. You take 4. I hope that was 4. And then I will, actually, at my second main, I'm going to sacrifice Commander Sphere to draw a card. Good card. But because I drew a card, each opponent is going to mill 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, all those lands I needed. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we will then pass over to here to poor Sheoldred, who is not doing well at all. No one's discarded any cards, so we'll untap, upkeep, draw 2. Okay, I drew 2 lands. I don't know that it's going to work, but we'll do it. And, oh, I forgot, I had this, so that does the helps. And we can't play Sheoldred yet anyway, so this is a good idea. 1, 2, 3 to play Murder on your Platinum Angel. Get rid of that crap. 2 mana left. Unfortunately, nothing we can do with that 2 mana. We do have a 12/12. But I would prefer, well, no, actually. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna send that 12 at you. Because we need to, because you're almost lethal infect damage. You might even, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. And depending on what, I mean, we have to pay to equip stuff, so I don't, but yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Nice. Yeah, we did a bunch of draw over there. I don't think, actually, you're right. I think it's 13 because we forgot that we drew the card off of Command Sphere. So Orcish Bowmasters would have pinged us and done a mass. So there we go. Again, like I said, no one's had to discard, so we don't get any bonuses off of that. But we're going to go ahead and pass turn, untap, upkeep. We draw 2. We're going to take a damage. You're going to amass up to 14. Oh, that's right. So we're going to play an island. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now the problem, of course, is we will have to discard down. We don't even have that much mana over here. But all right, obviously, the important thing is to tap 4 to recast the commander so that this mirror is now unblockable again. However, oh yes, we can. We can tap 1 to equip the Eater of Virtue onto it. And that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He is now a 7/7 infect. Everybody can die. Oh, except for you. You're only a 2. Oh, wow. Okay, well, I mean, well, yeah, okay, sorry. Blah, 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 blah. The logic is that would kill you right there. Boom, great. But that leaves you up, and you could possibly do a really good mill spell and win the game. And there is a really good mill spell in there. We can't get you. We can get you up to like 9 infect, so you'll be the last one we go after because then we can equip and definitely kill you on the next hit. The question is, and all you can do on your next turn theoretically is play Sheoldred, and that could be enough to do damage. I don't know. We'll have to see. The real question though is, who do we go after? Who do we really go after? You've been dinging us like little by little, and then you smack for 4. So you should go at you, but there's no point because we can definitely kill you on our next turn, not this turn. There's no point in doing it. Like, oh, you could theoretically you could try something to the effect of like, hey, Commander Politics. It's like you work it out with this guy where it's like, hey, I get them up to 9 infect. They've only got one creature. You swing 2 rats at them and everything else at them, and then we duke it out. And technically, that's probably a good option for rats, but it's not because rats will kill those two, and then, oh, haha, just kidding. I kill you on the thing. The only way that deal would happen in real life is if rats player made unblockable promise not to hit them on the next turn. But then you're not giving it to rats, but it's like those are the things like, yeah, but I'm in 6th life, you've got more creatures. I don't think they would make the deal. I don't think either one of them would make the deal. I do unfortunately know there's a good mill card in there that could probably kill. If it doesn't kill everybody, it could kill. Well, maybe it couldn't kill one person. I don't know. It's actually not that great. It's not like half the library or something. It's just a lot of cards. Oh, first of all, thank goodness I remember. Thank goodness these are left open. In order to swing with that 13, he had propaganda. I would have had to pay these two, but they're open, so it can happen. So that damage still works, thank goodness. But that helps with the decision a little bit. They have more than enough mana to pay for all of their creatures to come at me, but then they wouldn't be able to play anything else. So it would be like if I kill them, they kill me, they still have to deal with a 34 life and, Sheoldred out to make them pay. We're going to combat. I guess we go at you, Mill, because that's what it's the big hit. No, I guess I don't know. Honestly, I think we go here. I think we go there, right? Because what would you guys do in this position if you were unblockable? I think we actually go at rats because if we kill rats, their creatures aren't going to be a threat to dealing. Even though it's only 6, they're not going to get like a 1 and a 2. It's not a big deal. We can block. Yes, they have a 14/14, which will get a little bit bigger, but we can still chump block with Tetsuko and still recast it and then hit back with the Plague Mirror, which might even be bigger, depending on how much land and how we do it. You know what I mean? So I think we go after rats. I think we send 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's just enough. Boom, you are at 10 poison. Boom, you're dead. The rats are like, yo, you jerk, we just got rid of the Platinum Angel. I knew. That was my plan all along, you sucker. We do make another token of the blights, or the axe, Bloodforged Battle Axe, and we pass. Okay, now we gotta see what happens over here. We untap, we upkeep, we draw 2. We get pinged, and that goes up to 15. We play a land for turn because we just drew 2 lands. See, here's where it really gets interesting, and in a bad way. Oh, right. Hang on a second. So whenever you draw a card, each opponent. So I drew 2 cards. So each opponent is going to put the top 4, which will be 8. So you guys have to mill 8. Cool. That's the first thing. Creatures didn't die, so I don't believe I missed anything because he's unblockable. And that attack went through unblocked. That's unblockable. So yeah, we don't think we missed any small damages there. So the question is, who do we hit with this? Because I think we have to go. Yeah, we just have to use this on because the infect is going to get through no matter what. It's unblockable. We're at 8 infect. It's going to KO us no matter what. We got to get rid of it. So We will tap this for 3 blue mana. 4, 5, 6. And play Cut Your Losses. Casualty 2. Okay, so I cast Cut Your Losses. Unfortunately, I can't do the Casualty 2 trigger. If it was Casualty 1, man, I would do it in a heartbeat, but it makes sense. Casualty says it's a May ability. You may sacrifice the amount of creatures equal to the number next to it. So Casualty 2 means sacrifice 2 creatures. If you do, you copy the spell. And then you can choose new targets for it if it requires targets. I could have hit both of them, but I would have to sacrifice my only 2 creatures. And while I'm not entirely sure if Bruvak would still see the spells in time as he died, I don't think he would, because it's a cast trigger. It's a additional cost for the casting. So I believe when it resolves, he would have been off the field. So it's kind of a moot point. We don't want to do that. I will just play Cut Your Losses, targeting you. You're going to mill half your library rounded down, but with Bruvak out, you're going to kill that. The only way that you might be able to survive is if it's an odd number. Crazy, guys. This deck has 55 cards left in it, meaning it's 27.5, so you have to round down according to the rules of Cut Your Losses. Means I'm going to mill 27 cards. Rubek says I will mill an additional 27 cards. That will leave 1 card left in the deck. However, because of Fouling Mine, you have to draw 2 cards at your draw step. They will die on their draw step, because when you go to draw a card and you have no cards left in your library, you lose the game. I will just do this. Boom. Poor little Unblockable. That did so well, but couldn't pull off the win. So that resolves. That's the whole thing. Oh, I also forgot to resolve something, didn't I? Maybe not. Oh, Bond of Insight. I forgot to resolve the rest of that where I put 2 instants and sorcery cards from my graveyard to my hand, but it's way too past, and I'm not going to do it. I'm going to tap 1 and play Stream of Thought. Target player, now them, puts the top 4 cards of the library into the graveyard, which is now going to be 8. And you shuffle up to 4 cards from your graveyard into your library. Well, I mean, we'll do it. I don't know that it really matters. We'll shuffle these 4 cards back into my library for all the good it'll do. I have a ton of mana open. Darn it, darn it, darn it. Now I don't remember if I took the damage off of the second draw from Howling Mine. And I think I did, because it was 13. They drew 2. It went up to 14. Okay, I think we did. I think it's okay. Oh, yeah, I guess we could do that, huh? We'll take a little damage, but why not? I'm going to tap 2 and pay 2 and tap Endless Atlas to draw a card. Whenever I draw a card, I take a damage and they amass 1. But whenever I draw a card, each opponent puts the top 2, now 4 cards of their library into their graveyard. You're dead because you can't do it. Kaboosh, and you have to do 4. You go 1, I can't do it. Oh no, I'm dead. Smash. Then over here, that's all we can really do. We're going to pass over to good old Sheoldred. We're going to untap, upkeep, draw 2, play a much needed land for turn, and obviously we'll do tap these for the commander tax and another 4 to recast Sheoldred the Apocalypse. No one has discarded. I may have missed some discard triggers. I don't think I did, but because that's mainly because this deck has a bunch of cards that force opponents to discard. Yeah, I'm definitely going to swing a 16/16 at you. You'll block with Solemn. You'll then draw a card because it died. You drew an extra card. You take a damage, and we up that to 17. Don't believe there's anything else we can do. We'll pass. Untap. Oops, that's not there. Upkeep, draw 2. Now I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage and amass another one. Nope, we're going to play an island. We're going to tap the island to play Elixir of Immortality. We will tap 2, pay 2, tap it, and sacrifice it. You gain 5 life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shuffle Elixir of Immortality and your graveyard into the owner's library. Oh, shoot. I'm spilling cards everywhere. It's pandemonium. Just because I have it, and why not? Well, first of all, we'll tap 2 and tap that to draw a card, even though it's going to ding us. 1, 2. And it's a land. It does not help. I will tap 2 and play Painter's Servant, declaring blue. Does give us an extra blocker. All cards that aren't in play, spells, and permanents are the chosen color in addition to their other colors. So now everything, including cards that are not in play, are blue. Literally have 2 lands in my hand. Nothing I can do. We're going to pass. Looks like Sheoldred's probably going to pull out the win on this one. But we shall see. Untap. Upkeep. Draw 2. Gain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll play Obscura Storefront. I go look for a swamp, put it on the battlefield, tap, shuffle library. The very small library, thanks to all the milling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To play Cezanne, Perverter of Truth. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player loses 2 life and draws 2 cards. I think that's going to be close to game. Still not game, but we're getting there. I'm going to go to combat, swing a 18-18 at you. You block with the Painter's Servant. Nothing gets through because there's no trample. We pass. Now here comes some damage. We untap. We move to upkeep. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player loses 2 life. 1, 2. Draws 2 cards. That's going to ding us for 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is the upkeep. So I think we get dinged for both of these. And this goes up to a nice round 20. Then we move to our draw step. We draw 2 cards off of Howling Mine. Take 2 damage each. So that's 4 damage total. And then, because one of them is a second spell off the draw, we take a damage and that goes up to 21. Blackjack, as it were. However, we drew some cards. Let's see what we got. We're going to play a land for turn. I will tap 2 and play Drowned Secrets. Oh, shoot. Wait a second. Wow. I forgot all about Psychic Corrosion. So we got to take care of that real quick, because that could be a bit of an issue. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've drawn 4 cards, which means 4 cards for 4 cards. 16 cards, big mill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Getting mighty low. Sun's getting low, big guy. Then we play Drowned Secrets. Whenever you cast a blue spell, target player puts the top 2 cards of your library, their library into the. It's your cards in your library, and graveyard and such. Okay, so this isn't as big a deal as it would have been earlier in the game, but we'll still do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I play Traumatized. Target player, you, puts the top half of your library rounded down into their graveyard, which of course will be rounded up thanks to Brewback. Well, not rounded up, doubled. Guys, the audacity, the unmitigated gall. There are 24 cards left in this library. Half of that is 12, and then it doubles another 12. Boom. The entire library goes into the graveyard. Comes back to me. Oh no, you son of a... Boom. Kabosh, dead. There you have it, folks. Mill is your winner. Just goes to show you how good Mill can be. Well, let me rephrase that because that's a very late win for Mill. It didn't do any real crazy Mill stuff. It just shows that Mill is a powerful mechanic. Let me say that. I think all the decks did pretty decent this time around. I was pleased with the rats. Well, for the most part. Like considering um, the starting hands for a lot of these, they did decent. Still went on a little longer than it could have for what was going on. Like getting the Orcish Bowmasters out so early in that opening hand should have amounted to more because I should have been able to keep Sheoldred out longer, but I didn't. I should have been able to play him and play some draw spells either on myself or the others to get, Saison faster or whatever. Although who knows if the mill helped me get to him. I don't even remember exactly what point it got there. So it probably wasn't even something early on. And as for Mill, I'm pleased it won. That was a nice comeback from like his crazy luck that it just happened to be an even number left in the deck because it's a rounded down. If it had been 25, although he still would have lost because Howling Mind makes you draw two. So there you go. It really didn't matter, I guess. Point is, and that just showcases what I said earlier, that while Sheoldred is incredibly powerful and a great commander and a fun deck to play, it's a really fun deck to play. It's not as broken as people want to make it believe because look what I did. I gave everybody their answers faster than they would have gotten. Um, he got to pull in a bunch of discard spells, or not discard, but sacrifice creature spells to get rid of everybody's stuff. They got to their Platinum Angel earlier. They got to Traumatize and stuff like that. And of course, the shuffling and the Elixir of Immortality helped and all that. But so there's a lot to it. But my point still stands that Sheoldred, if you don't get the right cards the right way with Sheoldred, it's not as easy to win with it because you're just making your opponents draw cards. You need to make them draw cards and force them to discard or make them draw a lot of cards and make them take a ton of damage. But either way, I love this deck. I like these other ones too. They're all doing relatively well. This needs some kind of upgrade. I still don't know how to do it just yet. I don't know what exactly else we can put in there to really. I need to find like some blue static effect buffs, like a blue Glorious Anthem, which I don't even think there is one. But if there are, please let me know in the comments because I need a couple of those. Take out maybe one or two of the equipments and put in some static buffs so that. Well, no. That's right. That's right. Sorry, forget all that. I keep forgetting. There's a reason why those aren't in there because if the static buffs hit, then they're no longer unblockable. My stupidity. I retract the statement. We need other ways to buff the power of the cards faster so that they're hitting for bigger numbers with their unblockable. And like I said, I'd say there's probably like 4 or 5 infect creatures in this deck because there's this Plague Mare. I know there's one more colorless. I know there's Blighted Agent. I know there's at least 1 or 2, and then there's equipment that makes them infect or whatever, I think. Not Grafted Exoskeleton, or maybe if that doesn't buff the toughness. So things like that. It's not meant to be an infect deck, and that one technically is because it gives rats toxic. But there's no proliferate spells in there, which I think I'm going to have to alter. I don't want it to be an infect deck because I have a dedicated Atraxa infect that I want to be the infect deck. I think I should probably pull out 1 or 2 of the non-rat creatures and maybe toss in a couple black proliferate spells that came out from March of the Machines. But irrelevant, my friends. I appreciate you watching. I hope you liked the video. I hope you actually liked the video. I hope you subscribe. And I will see you next time.